DreAllDay.com.
What's up, everybody? Dre Baldwin, DreAllDay.com. Now it's April. Summertime's coming up. A lot of you players, especially you guys coming out of college or left college or have played professionally, you're looking to get your career going or move your career along. And I'm getting a lot of emails right now, a lot of correspondence from players, a lot of tweets, Facebook messages, wall posts from players that are trying to figure out which camp to go to, which one's the best, which one I would suggest for them, and all that. So I'm putting this all in the video now. This is all for y'all for the summer. When it comes to these professional camps, I can't emphasize enough. There's a few things I need to emphasize. Number one, you must understand these camps are businesses. They are for profit. Most of the people running these camps are doing it to make money. They're not doing it because they care about basketball like that. They're doing it, they're trying to develop a model where they could do the camp year after year after year and turn a profit. And they're figuring out every year how to make it better and better profit-wise. That's number one. So you got to watch out for yourself on that end. Number two, there is no camp that I can say, hey, you should go to this camp and you're going to get a job to play professional basketball overseas. It does not work like that. I don't know your game, number one. That's the number one factor in if you're going to get on or not. Number two, I don't vouch for any of these camps. I don't work for none of them. I don't run none of them. I'm not being paid by none of them. So I'm not telling you to go to any one camp because they're not paying me to tell you to go. I told you on my website, if you're on DreAllDay.com, you see every camp I've ever been to, I put a write-up about it. I gave you detail. I told you what I felt, told you what I liked, I told you what I didn't like. All of it's out there. There's no extra information that I am withholding. So if you email me, I'm sorry, but there's not anything else I'm going to tell you that's not already written on my website or stated in the video series that I did before about pro basketball camps. Take the information that was given to you, then you got to make a decision. If you're looking to play professional basketball, that means you're an adult, a grown woman or a grown man. You got to think for yourself, you got to choose for yourself, and you have to live with those decisions. Number three, when we get into going to the actual camps, you do got to get lucky sometimes. And I'm going to give you an example from my life and something that I was just looking at. The other day, today actually, I was on Twitter, and I seen somebody that I followed tweeted somebody else that I didn't know. And I happened to look at this person's profile because the tweet just suggested this guy was a basketball player. So I went to his profile and I seen he had a link to like a website that was named after him. So the basketball player was on a website. So I looked at it because I always look at other players' websites, see if there's another basketball player that got a website that's better than mine. There isn't, by the way. Or see if somebody's doing something website-wise that I could steal and put on my website that might be useful for me. Steal good ideas. So I'm looking at this dude's website, and he had tried out for the D-League. He had went to the national tryout. I think it was in Chicago or something. So as I'm looking at his profile says he's 6'4", this player. I don't even know this guy's name. So he says he's 6'4". I'm looking at his video. He had a video when he went to the D-League tryout. And I'm watching him play on the video because it said what number he was and all that by his uniform on the video. This dude, 6'4", was the same height as me. It wasn't nobody on the court taller than him. And this is the D-League national tryout. I'm looking at it. It's like at least 7 guys on the court that's like 6'2" or shorter out there playing. It's all jump shots. There's nobody inside. Nobody posting up. You can see rebounds. People ain't even grabbing rebounds or nothing. No boxing out or anything because everybody's a guard. Everybody's trying to play their perimeter game, but there's no room for anybody to operate because everybody's on the perimeter. And I'm thinking, this is the D-League national tryout. See, this is the kind of things that happen at camps. Now, this is not, I'm not saying that to trash the D-League. This is not about the D-League at all. This is about camps in general. There are two things that are very important factors that you have no control over that will determine whether or not going to a camp can lead to you getting a professional contract. The two factors are this. Number one, are there actually people who can move your career along going to be there? You can't control that. You can look it up. They can tell you who's going to be there. They could be lying. You never know who's going to show up or not. And by people who can move your career along, I'm referring to agents, managers, scouts, coaches from the professional teams. Not just a guy that claims he's a scout. I'm talking about somebody that's on the payroll of a team that can sign you to a contract. You don't control whether or not they actually show up. Number two factor is the personnel of the other players at the camp. Like I said, I'm looking at this dude's D-League video. He's 6'4". He was the tallest guy on the court. There was nobody on the court taller than 6'5". He couldn't play his game. Like, he's 6'4". He probably had to play like the power forward even though at 6'4" he'd be a point guard if he was in the NBA or something like that. You know, this is D-League tryouts. It's a step away from the NBA. He got all these 6-footers on his team. He can't even show his skills, whatever skills he has or had perimeter-wise, because it's all these little guys on the court. He had no control over that. He didn't know who was showing up to the camp. I'm sure when he filled out his information for the camp, he probably said, I'm a point guard or a shooting guard. But he gets there, he can't play point guard or shooting guard with 3 6-foot guys on your team. What you going to do? Move one of them to the 4? It don't work. You have no control over that. And I remember I was at one camp. This is a camp that I wrote about on my website called the EEBS. It was in Europe. I went there, and of course, like I said, you have no control over who's showing up. So I get there, I see my team. I had 2 7-foot Europeans on my team. I could not have predicted that. I couldn't have planned it. But, man, I was happy as hell. As I said, all right, so I got these 2 7-footers, because me, the way that I play, you know, I'm 6'4", I got long arms. You know, I'm defined physically, I'm strong, I'm athletic, I can jump, and I rebound. Like, I'm a natural rebounder. I'm a player, even offense and defensively, no matter what position I play, I gravitate towards grabbing a bunch of rebounds, even more than the big guys. That's just the way that I play. It's just my natural instinct. So when I play that way, most of the time, players see me and they say, all right, he's 6'4", he's kind of tall, so we could kind of put him at the 3 or a 3/4 position. Like, even in these rec leagues I play in, that happens not because of my size all the time, but just because of my style of play. I grab those rebounds, even though I can do all the other stuff, shoot, dribble, pass. That rebounding says, all right, let's get him close to the basket, put him at a 4 position or something like that. So that's the kind of thing that happens. So when I went to that camp and seen those 2 7-footers, I was happy as hell. I said, okay, all right, there's no way I'm going to have to play the 4 or the 5 here. I'm going to get to show my perimeter game, and you put my physical profile up against none of these guards. None of these guards fuck with me. I'm going to destroy these dudes. With my physical profile, meaning my speed, quickness, athleticism, agility, size, power, all of that combined, and I get to get on the perimeter where I'm going to have some space to operate, because I ain't got 4 other little dudes trying to stand around the 3-point line, because I got the 2 7-footers in the paint. You understand? So I have my room to operate, and you tell me one of these guards, these American guards, one of these European dudes is going to stand in front of me? No, I'm going to destroy these dudes. But you can read what happened at the EBS on my website. I wrote all about it. But anyway, those are the 2 things that you can't control. You can get lucky, had 2 7-footers on your team. You a 6'5" point guard. You go to a tryout and you the tallest dude there. Guess what? Nobody will know that you're a point guard, because you ain't playing no point guard that day. You playing center or power forward. Now you just wasted your $200 going to that camp, or your $500 going to that camp, or your $1,000 with the camp fee, food, hotel, and flight going to that camp. These are the kind of things that happen. So sometimes all you players out there that's trying to get on is like a funnel. A whole bunch of people come in, but only a few people can get out. And get out, I mean get a contract. Not everybody's going to get a deal. Sometimes luck will have to play a factor. You can't control every single thing. That's like I talk about in the series of videos I did and on the post that I did. You can't control everything. Sometimes you just got to get lucky. But you can invite luck into your life by making sure you are 100% prepared for the situations you put yourself into, and you're ready to take advantage of them. That's all I can tell you. So to all you players out there looking to go to camps, get on this summer, good luck. If you got any questions that I have not covered, I doubt there are any left, but if you do, I'm sure I'm going to get more emails anyway. I'll probably get even more because I put this video up. Feel free to email me, Dre@DreAllDay.com. And if you're going to go to a camp, I know one thing you better start doing right now. Work on your game.
I'm a quote daily from Elmwood Park, New Jersey. Work on your game.